London-Melbourne Air Race is beginning to loom big in the public imagination, and the wife of the Agent General for Victoria names the first new plane to be especially built for the contest.
I claim this bird I have.
The pilots of this new de Havilland Comet are Mr. C.W.A. Scott and Mr. T. Campbell Black. Mr. Scott is, of course, the former record holder for the route.
Because our job is to get there first, and we think that we have the right type of machine for this particular race.
So in 1934, when the race was announced, there was huge excitement in the aviation industry. But the realization very quickly was that probably only an American transport plane was capable of the distance and the speed necessary to win the race. And then the British press got hold of the fact that no British plane was capable of winning the race either. And that's when Sir Geoffrey de Havilland stepped in and said he would design an aircraft capable of winning. And for £5,000, the asking price, within 3 weeks, 3 orders have been taken for the Comet DH-88.
The race ran from Mildenhall in the UK to Melbourne, Australia, and was a distance of 11,300 miles. And it was a pioneering air race that was going to deliver aviation to the world. And the Comet won in just under 71 hours.
Passing the finishing line at Flemington Racecourse at 200 miles an hour, the Melbourne Air Race winners land at Laverton.
You have achieved such a remarkable triumph for aviation, should be receiving the first of the plaudits that you have so nobly merited from the whole civilized world.
So what was special about this aircraft, this Comet, this DH-88? Well, the first thing was this Gypsy 6 engine, which was very much uprated for its day, together with this dual-pitch propeller. But for the first time in a British aircraft was this retractable undercarriage, which was obviously designed for speed. The wing was spruce ply, which made it immensely strong and very, very fast. And then what you also had for this 2,900-mile range, these 3 enormous fuel tanks, 2 of which were sitting right in front of the pilots up there. So flying this 220-mile-an-hour aircraft would have been Charles Scott in the front and Tom Campbell Black in the back. Both of them would have been flying at various times, and there were dual controls to enable that to happen. But interestingly enough, there's only one set of instruments, and that was in the front of the aircraft. So it'd been very, very hard to see from the back. But we'll be making 282 stainless steel DH-88 watches and also 82 rose gold. The 43mm case houses a GMT movement, and parts of the original Comet aircraft are integrated into the rotor of the watch as well. So there's no shortage of inspiration and passion that's gone into the watch for one of the greatest air races of all time.
As with all our limited edition watches, a percentage of all the revenues goes to charity, and in this case it's the Shuttleworth Trust, keeping these wonderful original aircraft in true flying condition. We have a lovely history of working with the Jaguar team, so for us this isn't something completely new, it's a carry-on of the relationship.
I think Bremont and Jaguar connect because we cherish history, we cherish heritage, and we cherish the idea of telling a story, and I think that's something that we both understand tremendously well. And we can tell each other's story as well, of course, which goes between the products that we can work with. And to that end, there's a natural synergy between us because the way we think and what we want to get out of it at the end. And what we want to get out at the end is something very exciting and also very honest. Something that's lots of fun, but also quite sophisticated. So there's a natural synergy in the way we think and the way we work. And that's something I really enjoy. So the lightweight E-Type was a special sports racing car that was built predominantly for the racetrack, and that's what it was made for. It was racing, it's a competition car, and it was designed in a way that would work on the track. It won many races. It was a very famous car for winning races, one of the best race cars of its time. Actually now we are continuing with the production of those cars as the exact essence of what the original cars were. So they'll be identical in every way possible.
I think the actually manufacturing of a car is actually quite similar to the manufacturing of a watch. You have an engine, you have a movement, it has to work, it has to be practical. They're very closely aligned, both on the design and build side.
What I love about the Bremont watch, two things. One is that it represents something very special to us in the lightweight E-Type. And the other thing is it picks up the authenticity of that car, the lightweight, in such a believable way. When you look at it, it's authentic, it's simple, it's straight to the point, and it's very much part of that era. And if you know anything about cars, you'll see that immediately, and that's what I love about it, its authenticity.
I think it comes down to three key things. For us, it's engineering, it's precision, it's British. We're very proud of that. But I think it has to be about quality.
I wanted to capture something that really was recognisable as being part of that car. So it wasn't creating something absolutely brand new. It was actually picking something from the past and reproducing it into something within a modern casing and modern idiom. The rules of designing a Jaguar still prevail, even within this watch. Simplicity and purity, integrity, and a clear understanding of what it stands for. And that's what Jaguar's always been about, so that's what this watch is about as well.
So we looked at the lightweight E-Type and the original dials within the car. So we thought, actually, if you're doing an E-Type watch, it really has to resemble those original features. And we took the design off there and working with Ian and the team, going back to the original archives to get the font, etc. So it really is very closely aligned. When you're creating the watch, you're looking at all the different elements to it. The dials, the steering wheel, the leather, all of those elements. And you're building it in, which is quite easy in a way because there are so many iconic things to really inspire you.
But I think this will lead to other things in the future as well, which I'm very excited about. Perhaps a little bit more in the creative essence, but we'll see.